Yeah.
And Bobby be dancing around the.
Okay, good evening, everyone. It is 5 PM, September 15th, 2025, and it's time to call the Board of Public Works and Safety meeting to order. Ms. Jones, roll call, please.
Mayor Barnett.
Present.
Mr. Austin.
Here.
Ms. Joe.
Present.
Mayor, you have a quorum.
Thank you. Please stand for the pledge. Okay, thank you, everyone being here. Looks like we got a packed agenda tonight.
Talk fast.
Yeah. Is there any announcements or public comments that does not pertain to the agenda? Hearing none, we'll close that part and go on to the consent agenda.
Move to approve the Board of Works meeting minutes from 9/2/2025 and also the approval of claims.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you. There isn't any old business. We'll go into new business. Approval of the 2026 holiday schedule. Chief of Staff is not here, Tara Payne, but we talked about this a little bit this morning and didn't have any questions from the department heads or anybody that's up here. So I think it's in line with what we usually do.
I'll move to approve the 2026 holiday schedule as presented.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Next item, approval of 3-year subscription to OpenGov online permitting system. We will go with city engineer Matt McElroy.
Thank you. Yeah, this is OpenGov, our permitting system that we use. Our original contract was with OpenGov was for 5 years with no change in price, roughly $35,000 a year. They offered up a 5-year with 5% increase each year for our new subscription.
Yeah, per year.
Per year. And then Joanna was, worked with them enough to agree with a 3-year term for a 4% increase per year. Roughly around $36,400 the first year, $37,856 the second year, and then $39,370.23 the third year. So.
Matt, may I also add, I will let you know because, let's see, Rick or Joanna aren't here. Joanna sent this to me first, and then we looped Rick in because Joanna thought the 5% increase per year seemed a bit hefty. And she's right, it was. But we asked Rick, are there other alternatives over this program? And he wasn't being flippant when he said, yeah, you can go back to handwriting, which would literally be the only alternative out there. This is really kind of the only game in town that does what we needed to do. You'd actually have to fill it out. So she went back to them and pressed them, and that's how she got the revision. But this literally is the only game in town out there that does the kind of things that we need to be done. You know, what we're talking about is everything now is online so that people can apply for permits and engineers and things can do everything online. So
Correct.
hence the reason we were lucky that they gave us something in return.
I think we started that 23 or 24. Is that when we started with the OpenGov?
2020, right?
20, it's been 2020?
Yeah.
Do you
We
remember
had a
what it
5-year
was?
contract with them originally, so.
Okay, in that 5-year contract we had before, did they have it going up, or do you know?
No, it was just a flat fee of $35,000 each year.
Okay. So it's kind of like they get you hooked and then you're hooked,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see that a lot.
That's exactly what they did, because there was no escalating. I remember we did it in an odd time, 2020. We did it at that point in time, and that was what the issue with OpenGov, the way this is crafted, there aren't a whole lot of other companies either yet out there that do it either. So you really kind of, if you're going to.
Unless you want to do it yourself.
That's why Rick said we can go back to coming in, everybody doing your handwritten, and it just, from a staff time, would be almost impossible at this point.
So and I'll just bring this up now, which has really not much to do with this. Our PMR contract that we do with our health provider at the hospital, they kind of had the same thing going on, and Jan caught that whenever it was time to renew, and we went back and talked to them before the renewal and got them to not do that. So
Right.
that was a good catch on that one. Thank
Right.
you.
And Joanna tried to do it with this one. That's why the first one was 5% per year. And she pushed back on it. The actual terms of the agreement, this is a typical OpenGov master service agreement. So you look at it, the invoice doesn't look like there's much to it. Then you have to go online to look for their terms and conditions. Online, they have terms and conditions for private entities. And then they have, believe it or not, government entities, even though it's called OpenGov. Their terms and conditions aren't bad. They're pretty good as far as those things go, because that's really their market, who they deal with. But most of them have an escalating clause of some percent each year.
Okay. I mean, it definitely saved us a lot of time whenever we started doing that. I remember that's something we really need to do. Maybe we need to see if we can get the governor to talk to them and tell them to do more with less
Yeah.
about that.
Good luck
Okay.
with that.
So I don't like, I'm just like everybody else. I don't like the 4% increase every year, but it is something, like I said, I believe they have us over a barrel. It is something that we use daily. Everybody uses it. It is something we need. So I don't think any of us is happy with paying that, but that's what it is. So
It's cheaper than a person, and actually 5% for access to a system like this isn't unusual.
You're right. I mean,
Right.
I didn't realize that until Rick started educating us a little bit, and he said, actually, it's pretty consistent. So
Yeah.
to get anything back was kind of, I'm glad that Joanna pushed back at all. And the other thing is, quite frankly, our customers, when I consider that to be citizens, really, really do appreciate it. So it's more a service to them as well, to be able to have this available for them.
I'm also asking if the mayor can sign on the board's behalf for this.
I'll move to approve the 3-year subscription for OpenGov, and also authorize the mayor to sign on the Board of Works behalf.
Second.
we have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Under other business, we have unkept property liens. I would make a motion to approve as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay, we'll go down here with department head reports and start with you, Sally.
The only thing I would throw out is the weather being as dry as it is, we have really low flows at the wastewater treatment plant, and that's not bad. We're using this time to do a lot of line cleaning down in some of the lower lying areas, so blessing in disguise with the drought. That's it.
Thank you. Matt?
Nothing here, really.
Okay, can you tell us on Paul Hand Road what you said this morning?
Yeah, so Paul Hand has been paved through intermediate. They still have surface pavement to put on there, and then also striping and everything. The goal, the last I heard, was to be open to traffic by the end of September, weather dependent. They've also, Malarkey is also done Essex Road there, but they blocked that off because they're not going to be able to open that at the same time because they want to keep construction traffic and the public, separated for the time being. So hopefully it'll be open by end of September. We should have a good new road out there.
Yeah, if we can get the railroad,
Yeah.
is there any update on the railroad part?
So they are about a day away from having the railroad permit to get the flaggers and everything. It's such a long process to deal with them. So I think their approval has been accepted by the railroad and their engineers, and they should be able to get that done within the next week or so.
Okay, thank you. And with Essex that Malarkey is building, I agree with Essex that it shouldn't probably be open through the wintertime anyway, but that'll just save the street department from having to take care of a big road.
Yeah.
So we're good with that, so thank you. Brett,
I don't have anything this evening.
Krista,
I don't have much. The redevelopment commission meeting for tomorrow morning's been canceled. We will meet again in October, goodness. And then the work in the Veterans Alley is going to be done this week. The metal sculptures will be installed. The electrical has been installed already. So making some progress there. And then the Franklin Development Corporation purchased 599 East Adams Street last week. I think I mentioned that last time that we were trying to acquire another property to redevelop. So they have 45 days to get things out of there, and then we will start rehabbing it. And it will be for sale at a later date. So
thank you.
that's all I have.
And Rick is at a IT conference, so he's not here.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah, I would want to be there.
Riveting.
Sheriff,
I don't have anything. Thank you.
Chief,
Nothing tonight, sir.
Police Chief.
I'll echo that, nothing.
Okay, and I know Chip is he's at a conference to have fun with Parks. So
Parks,
and
right,
surely they're
right.
having fun,
Yeah.
so. Okay, Ms. Gray, do you have anything?
I do not.
Ken?
I don't tonight, Mayor. Thank you.
Ma'am?
No, nothing.
Ma'am? I don't have anything either, so that was a pretty fast meeting. We tried to draw it out a little bit, so. Anyway, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I'll second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I looked up. Can be done. Steve asked.